When it comes to gearing up for retirement, there might be many different things going through your head as far as checklists or items or things you should be doing to get ready. In this video, I want to cover 4 questions you should be asking yourself before retiring. Enjoy. Welcome everyone, I'm Logan Sadler. Thanks for jumping on the video here. And for those of you that don't know, I am the host of the channel. I'm Logan Sadler, as I had mentioned, and I am a financial advisor where our firm actually does specialize in helping people get to and through retirement. So most of our clients are typically transitioning into retirement or maybe have just started retirement. And this channel is always about just bringing you guys some tips and conversations that I'm probably having with people that are maybe in similar situations just like you. So hopefully you enjoy this video. I want to talk to those of you that are maybe gearing up for retirement and maybe you're getting very, very close to retiring. Maybe you're 3 years away, 2 years away, or maybe even 1 year away. And you're wondering what should you be doing before retirement and things like that. I wanted to give you just 4 things to take away today. One of the things is the four questions you should be asking yourself before retiring. Question number 1. All right, let's start with, what is your income going to look like in retirement? Right? Now that's the number 1 question. The reason I always say that is because most good retirement plans start with a solid income plan. Now, if you don't know, how much income you're going to need in retirement, you're not going to know really where to start, right? I had a conversation just the other day with a client a prospect who had called in from our radio show. We were talking and going through her situation, and she had met with many advisors that have told her, here's how much income you can draw, right? And they had talked a lot about income, which is so important, but they failed to actually analyze how much income she actually needed, right? So I always say it doesn't matter if your income is $20,000 a month. If you need 40 to live off of, you're still in trouble, right? If your income's $5,000 a month and you need $7,000 a month, there's still some gaps there to fill, right? So you want to know how much income you need to retire, right? Because we don't want to retire and be in one of those situations where we're not able to do the things we want to do or the things we might have to do. So I would say that's number 1, is understanding how much income you need before retiring. The number 2 action item I would say is, do you understand what type of income tax and things like that you might fall into in retirement? Now, the reason I say income tax and taxes is because there's many different ways to pay tax, right? We have capital gains, we got ordinary income, we might even have some tax-free investments out there. So there's many different vehicles or avenues that we could be pulling from in our retirement. And a lot of clients say, well, I need $5,000 a month to retire and live our income, right? Or to live our ideal lifestyle and to support our income habit. And the problem is that $5,000 a month, or is that after taxes, or what income sources do we have coming in to help fill that need? So one thing we spend a lot of time on with our clients is tax planning, because it's super important to understand what type of taxes are we going to be paying throughout our retirement. So that would be number 2. Number 3 is, do you have a plan that you could be able to keep paying your bills or keep your income coming in past life expectancy? Right? Because many of us, I've seen some really great income plans in my time where I've met with clients and they have $1 million. They're going to take $100,000 a year out in their retirement, and in 10 years they should be out of money, but if they made a little bit of money, it might stretch it 15 years, right? Well, the problem with that is if you retire at 60 and you do that for 15 years, you're completely out of money pretty early on in the life expectancy charts, right? So it's one of those things where you really want to make sure you're not running out of money at 75, right? You want to make sure you have an income plan that's going to be built well, but also built to last. So I always tell clients it's super important when planning for a retirement plan, whether you're married, whether you're single, or whether you have kids or not. I think it's super important to have an income plan that's going to be built and going to be built to last and weather those storms of retirement, because a lot of the odds do show that it could be a very long time in your retirement years where you're going to need income coming in, maybe till age 80, maybe till age 85, maybe even till 90 plus. So making sure you have the longevity built into your plan. Number 4 I wanted to talk about is something that's super important, and I think we all kind of forgot about it until really the last 3 years or so, right? That is, do you have inflation protection built into your plan? Now, many of us retire, and again, we need $5,000 a month to support our income and expenses. Do we factor in taxes? Do we factor in how long that's going to last? also, what happens when inflation hits? Because we could all agree a loaf of bread 3 years ago was probably more expensive than it is today, and a gallon of milk 10 years ago is probably more expensive than it is today, right? Many things go up in value, and we want our income to have a way to go up in value, or at least keep the same amount of buying power. And it's super important. There's many different ways to do this inside your retirement plan by utilizing different stocks, different investments, different annuities, all these different types of things that might have some inflation protection in there. But I've seen far too many plans where I've been meeting with clients and they've come in for a review. Hey, you mind taking a review of my retirement plan? And I start to look at the income plan and it shows $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month or whatever the amount is. It shows that from age 60 to age 85. And again, it's not as long as we're going to probably need it, but also they never got a raise, right? They were hoping on just Social Security to have a cost of living adjustment in there or a COLA on it. And that's one of those things where most retirement plans need some inflation protection in there, or at least some other sources of income that we're going to be able to turn on at a later date to give us a higher monthly income or a higher monthly check for living expenses. Okay, so I hope you guys found those 4 things very insightful. Again, as I know, there's many different things you want to talk about and ask yourself before retiring, but those are 4 very simple things that I think we should all have answers to before we retire. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't yet, check out our library here on the YouTube channel. We have a lot of other videos that if you like this one, you'll probably like those ones, and leave us some comments and some likes about some other videos you might want us to do in the future, and go ahead and leave a like and a comment here, and we appreciate all the support. Have a good one.